Hello everybody, welcome back to the Coffee Morning presented by Lavazza. We've had a little bit of a relocation, haven't we? Partially because it's not very nice outside, but also, when you get the chance to be on centre court, Jenny, you just cannot turn it down, can you?
You can't turn it down indeed, and what a big day it is set to be. We've waited 2 years for this, and today we will have a brand new Queen of Wimbledon crowned in front of 15,000 fans. But who's it going to be?
You are through to the final here at Wimbledon. How does that sound?
I'm incredibly proud of myself and my team, and now we get a chance on Saturday to try and live out a childhood dream.
So I'm proud about us, about my team. Thank you very much for being super positive.
Playing in front of a crowd like this on a beautiful court, there's absolutely nothing better.
I'm just playing quite well, super solid, surface working. So the way I am, I think people, they think I can handle a lot, which is maybe true, but I don't need to hear all of this.
A lot of the time your greatest growth comes from your darkest times, and I think that's why this tournament has been so important to me, because I've learnt so much through all of my experiences, the good, the bad and everything in between. Being able to play on a final Saturday here at Wimbledon is going to be just the best experience ever.
Oh, I'm excited already, I'll tell you what.
Oh, me too, me too.
Absolutely. But
especially because we're in centre court, the atmosphere is already building for us anyway.
Well, I'm excited. But before we get to the tennis, I'm sure you've been watching all week, Jenny. We've been doing a bit of an art quiz, haven't we? Amelia Noyes is an artist out in California, has been sending us these wonderful digital drawings of some former champions. We've had Nick Kyrgios with Serena Williams. Yesterday we had Billie Jean King. I know you met. We'll talk about that later. We've got another one for you today. This one I think is very tricky indeed. Here it is. Now we're going to maybe give you some clues a little bit later on in the show, because I think this one's tricky, isn't it?
I've got absolutely no idea, to be honest with you.
Well, to make it a little bit easier, let's give you three options, shall we? So if you think it is A, Roger Federer, put that in the comments. If you think it's B, John McEnroe, or you think it's C, Boris Becker, stick your answer in the comments.
It could be any of them at this point.
It could be any of them, yeah.
It really could be. I need some more clues, that's for sure.
We'll give you some more clues a little bit later on in the show, shall we? And we'll give you the answer before we are off air at 11 o'clock. But there was some tennis yesterday. We've got our men's final sorted.
We do. It was an incredible day of tennis. We had some huge celebrities in the Royal Box, which we'll get to in a minute, but they couldn't leave because their eyes were glued to the tennis on centre court. And what an incredible couple of matches it was. We obviously have to speak about Novak Djokovic.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. In his 30th Grand Slam final, he defeated Denis Shapovalov in straight sets, and it was a really kind of up and down match. Like, I wanted to cry with Denis Shapovalov at the end. It was so sad to see him really hurt, but that's what he put out on social media, that it was really hurting him because he did play so well. He served for the first set, but he just couldn't get over the line against Novak.
I think he knew he could have won that match. He had so many break points, didn't he? Played so well. Novak Djokovic even said in his post-match interview on court that the scoreline, as much as it was straight sets, doesn't really show how Denis Shapovalov played. And I don't know, is it possible to fall in love with a tennis shot? Because I think I am swooning over Denis Shapovalov's backhand. My goodness, that is a beautiful shot.
It is just stunning to watch, and he's a great fun player to watch as well. He's super flamboyant. He wears his heart on his sleeve, as we saw yesterday, and there's so much more to come from him. It was a massive learning curve. There wasn't much between the two players, but what you could see was the fact that Novak Djokovic is just so clinical in the tough moments, and he has all the experience, and Denis Shapovalov just made the errors at the wrong time, and he'll be waking up today just still thinking about the match, but he will have learned so much from it, and he played some unbelievable tennis. It was a great couple of weeks for just the 22-year-old. He's still 22.
It's ridiculous. It'll do him good, I think, but this is what the all-time greats do, and that's what we're witnessing. We shouldn't do down what Novak Djokovic is doing right now. He is absolutely extraordinary. He's talked all week, hasn't he, about his wolf energy. Yeah. I think we saw that come out with a roar when he won the match up into the players' box. There was another one after he'd done his applause around the court. I mean, he is fearsome.
He is, and the emotions are really at the forefront for him. We see that even at the end in his celebration too. It really showed the crowd how much it meant for him to be in the final, because it could be his 20th Grand Slam if he wins. But if he's going to do that, he has to get past Matteo Berrettini, who came through yesterday in 4 sets against Hubert Hurkacz. And this is the first time ever there's been an Italian in the Wimbledon final.
I know, and what a year to do it as well, with their football team going so well as well, and the Eurovision in the bag. Nobody's ever done that double. We found out yesterday. No one's ever won Eurovision and the men's singles final here at Wimbledon, so that could be a nice little double for them. But yeah, Matteo Berrettini looked very good. Hubert Hurkacz, maybe surprisingly, looked a little bit frozen the first couple of sets.
Yeah,
it was a bit unfortunate, but he's had an incredible couple of weeks, really, hasn't he? And I'm sure all of Poland is incredibly proud of what he's done.
Yeah, and he's such a nice guy. I had the pleasure of chatting to him and his coach a few times actually, and they're really humble, really fun, and he should be really proud of what he's done these couple of weeks. And Matteo Berrettini too, I spoke to him last night after his match. He was knackered, absolutely knackered. But he just said it is a dream come true, and he doesn't quite know how to prepare for the final, other than he's just going to do the same thing because he's never been in a Grand Slam final before.
It's worked so far.
It has indeed.
The one thing I'm looking forward to more than anything is just watching Matteo Berrettini's players box, because if you saw yesterday, Dad Luca, my goodness, he was stressed. Alja Tomljanovic's girlfriend was up there as well, also looking just as stressed as Berrettini's looked all week watching her. I mean, my goodness, if that's what they're like for the semi-final, imagine what they're going to be like tomorrow for the final.
I think Matteo's just quite happy he's the one on the court and not in the players' box, because it is a stressful situation to be for your family. Well, we're so looking forward to the men's final on Sunday, but of course there was so much action yesterday. If you missed anything, check this out.
That lady has just realised the camera is pointing straight at her.
Oh, have you ever seen quick hands? Quite that quick.
Oh, dropped in!
Can you believe it? The crowd really appreciating this point on court one.
Stand-up paddle boards. Oh, somebody's living dangerously on the left there.
Confident, I like it.
There's a whole lot of Djokovic for you.
Well, one thing it was almost impossible to miss yesterday was some of the people in the Royal Box. David Beckham was here, looking absolutely magnificent.
Yeah, he looks pretty dapper in a suit, I have to say, that's for sure. But I was actually meant to talk to him yesterday, but he stood me up.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
You're not surprised? Cheers, Danny.
Knew it was going to be you.
You're a great mate.
But my God, his outfit, I've never felt more inadequate as a man. I mean, the guy just, I mean, you could wear anything and look amazing.
Yeah,
but when you wear something like
bag.
this, good Lord. As this bloke pointed out on Twitter, some people wear less attending a wedding than David Beckham does coming down to watch some tennis. And yeah, and then when he was up in the Royal Box, I noticed that he barely left his seat. He was absolutely enraptured by it all.
Well, that's why I couldn't talk to him, because he barely came out in between matches. So he was engrossed in the tennis. He loves tennis. His son Romeo is a very good tennis player. So I'm surprised Romeo wasn't here actually, although I did spot him in week 1 around the grounds.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, David Beckham loves the tennis. Great to see him here, of course.
Absolutely. You say he loves the tennis. I think he might love Matteo Berrettini. This photo here was spotted during Berrettini's post-match interview after he'd beaten Hubert Hurkacz on centre. Look at that look on David Beckham's face.
It's just admiration, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
I think there's quite a few women and several men, I think, in centre court who were looking at Matteo Berrettini exactly the same way.
Yeah, I'm probably at David Beckham as well.
Very possible. From one very well-dressed sportsman to another, as we mentioned, it's been a very, very good week for Italy in the sport, because not only is Berrettini in the Wimbledon final, their football team is in the final of the European Championships, unfortunately against England. I know you're going to be supporting, Jenny.
I'm impartial.
We'll see. But the Italian men's football coach, Roberto Mancini, also big into his tennis. He's sent a very nice message to Matteo Berrettini. Congratulations, he says in Italian. On Sunday, every heart will be at Wimbledon and at Wembley.
Yeah, I mean, it's just incredible to have that message. We're very much looking forward to what is set to be an incredible Sunday.
Yes, hopefully not quite as incredible for Italy.
Yeah,
Not
indeed.
that I'm biased.
Well,
Anyway.
Well, anyway, yesterday was an incredible day of tennis, so take a look at the shots of the day.
Right in front of us. He just arrived like a flash in front of the commentary box. Fortunate to win that point. Try returning this ball, or volleying this. Stand an inch from the net, and go get it work. Yeah, sir, all seems to be working.
It's like a supersized Ken Rosewell hitting slice passing shots, single-handed backhand. He can do it all.
Take that. Wow.
Kissed the top of the net.
You better believe it.
It was a very acute angle. Probably didn't need to be quite that good.
Oh, wow!
That is a ripper, isn't it?
Oh no, it's gone long. The whole court was there for him.
Djokovic on full stretch. They've given up the ghost.
Oh, what a smash. That's a high quality point to get us going in this second set. Well, there we are. Shapovalov flaps those arms and says, give me more. Not sure how they can give him more support. What a point. What a point. What can I do? Or words to that effect from Shapovalov.
So as you can hear and see, we are in the middle of centre court. It is being prepared for the women's final that will take place later on today. And it's not long before Karolina Pliskova and Ash Barty will make the long walk from the clubhouse to centre court.
It's a walk that so many greats have done down the years, and we've met the man who makes it all possible.
We've left the dressing room now, and the players are following along, and it's about here that the real tension sort of mounts. They can see the winners of the tournament here, the history, the heritage, the tempo of the walk changes, and you can definitely feel that the excitement sort of raises. As they come along, it's great pictures all the way down, and then here we actually get to see some of the outdoor courts, and the crowd normally pick up the players as we sort of walk by here, and they start waving at the players. And that's the first time that you really feel a different event to normal. Obviously the players are really focused. My job is to make sure that I don't lose anyone, so I kind of have a quick look over my shoulder that I've got both players, and obviously some players walk at a different speed to others. And that's the trick, is to maybe slow the front player down or try and accelerate the players to get to the court so we're dead on time. So we're always thinking of that timeline. As we come along here, we've got new pitches this year, which again, it's all about the heritage and the history of Wimbledon, which I think is the big difference really to some of the other events. It's been here for such a long time, and to be part of history, and this walk is a history walk. A little inside information here, I have a specially squeaky floorboard about here, so as I walk along I can hear if the players are behind me or not. If they're not behind me, I need to obviously worry, have a look back and see where we're going. So again, it's trying to be relaxed, but obviously to be formal enough to make it special for the players. The good thing with the players we have at the moment is they've all played on centre so many times. So if I'm obviously looking after Roger or Novak or Andy or Serena, then it's obviously they're in the mood, they know what's happening, and it's an easier job. I think on that finals day, as we arrive here into the Royal Box, you've got some of the guests of the Royal Box will see the players go onto court, and at the bottom of the stairs you'll have the tournament referee and you'll have the chairman of the club just to wish the players good luck. So it's a very fluid move down here, and definitely with some of the guys, they're almost sprinting by the time they get to here. So hopefully we've got a cameraman in front of us which slows us down a bit, otherwise it's a very quick move down. And again, as we come down here, it's a fantastic chance for them to see the Kipling quote here, obviously the pictures of the last champions, and then the history board. So again, everywhere they walk, there's that amazing feeling of history, and they are treading in the footsteps of history. We come out to this area here, and this piece of carpet is a normal piece of carpet normally, but for 4 minutes or 3 minutes just before 2 o'clock on finals day, this is a very tense little area, and there's not too much to say really. We get the players here hopefully with a minute or two to spare, and I try and keep out the way, and I just leave them with their thoughts. And some of the players will be moving, some of the players will be very quiet. No one's doing too much sort of casual talk or jokes. It's a pretty quiet zone. My job really is to make sure in good British time that we arrive on court at the right time. And I have a digital clock here that I look at and wait for it to click over, and when it clicks to 0-0, that's when we leave to take the players onto court.
Right, we promised you some clues, didn't we, for our little art quiz that we're doing for you today. So we're going to colour in the picture that we've already shown you, and I'll tell you what, judging by what you guys are voting for in the comments, you also don't have a clue who it is either. It's all very even between the three options, Roger Federer, Boris Becker and John McEnroe. Any the wiser, Jenny?
The colours kind of leaning me towards two rather than one, so I don't know, I'm stuck between two at this point. But
well, hopefully that
it's
gives
not
you a bit
easy.
of a clue. It's not. It's just I think this might be the most difficult one so far. But
did you get the other ones?
I got two of them. I didn't get the third.
Okay, that's not bad. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Meatloaf said that, right?
I think so, yeah. Listen, we've got a heck of a match to build up to, though. We should probably talk about the ladies' final, which is happening today. Ash Barty and Karolina Pliskova. I mean, this is going to have a brand new champion, SW19.
Yeah, it's a really big match for both of them. Ash Barty, already a Grand Slam champion. She won Roland Garros. Karolina Pliskova has been in the final of the US Open, but she hasn't got over the line. So I think, but having said that, they're both brand new finalists here at Wimbledon. So I think that there will be nerves for both players. They've both been playing really well, serving very big indeed. That's going to be a key factor today. But certainly it's very exciting for both of them.
Yeah, I mean, the Australians, we've mentioned it on the show every day pretty much. They've been out in force watching and commenting and telling us where they're watching from. I'm sure they're going to be staying up until the early hours of Sunday morning, I think it will be by the time this one finishes. So do let us know where you're watching. But how nice would it be for Ash Barty? She's spoken so openly about how much she wants to win this championship in particular. But then to do it on the 50th anniversary of Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley's win here, wearing the dress inspired by her as well. I mean, it's a lot of pressure to put on some very young shoulders, but can you imagine what it must be like to do that, to honour your hero?
Yeah, I mean, she'll be super excited to try and win the championships here. She hasn't actually spoken to Yvonne throughout the championships. She spoke to her before. She's just been going about her business, but they're very, very close. She's been a mentor for her for so many years, and she'll be trying to draw on some of that inspiration today, certainly. But Ash, yeah, she's young. She's 25, but she's really mature. We know she took time away from the game because she fell out of love with it, but now she's back. She doesn't really enjoy the travelling too much, but she's just kind of honed into this zone. I was speaking to her coach, Craig Tyser, yesterday, and he said, we just have to accept the fact that we are all away from home. So she really has just kind of focused on what she's doing, and her game is made for this surface.
Absolutely. I know it's been a very hard time for a lot of Australians abroad, hasn't it, the last year and a half. So very good luck to her. For Karolina Pliskova, she's a former world #1. She's had her dips, she's had her ups and downs. She didn't even think she would make it to week 2. That was her aim, was just to make Monday. And here she is on Saturday, preparing to maybe get that first Grand Slam.
Yeah, for Pliskova, it's not been a successful last few years for her, and just last week she dropped out of the World's Top 10 for the first time in a long time. Speaking with her coach, Sasha Bayan, yesterday, he said, you know, she just was lacking a little bit of confidence, but these last 2 weeks she has managed to concentrate, to play well, and her game is picked up, because she was going under the radar massively. No one was
She was
picking
complaining,
her.
wasn't she, about where the court she was
Exactly,
playing
she was
on
on some of, not necessarily the outside courts, but not the biggest show courts. As a former world #1, she was a little bit miffed, but still, she has really played well. She played so well against Arina Sabalenka to win that semi-final match, and she's just going to come out all guns blazing today.
She's so powerful. Yeah. That's what gets me. I saw, I can't remember if it was a first or second round match, and the speed that she gets on her serves is frightening, quite frankly. I was behind one of them that whistled just underneath where I was sitting at one stage, and my goodness, you don't want to be on the receiving end of those.
No, you definitely don't. It's a big serve, it's a big forehand, and the courts are playing a little bit slower, so the ball stays up a little bit, which is perfect because she's very tall. So she's really enjoying the grass courts at the moment, and she's managed to get one match on centre, so she'll be happy that she has got that under her belt, and then now has the big one today.
Absolutely. I mean, I would not like to call it at all.
It's going to be tight.
Absolutely. Well, listen, we got one tradition, I suppose, of the centre court. The grass is being prepared behind us, as I'm sure you can see, and there's one other absolute icon of British culture that's been down here this week. Mary Berry gives us her Wimbledon tips.
It is immensely exciting, and Wimbledon is looking at its best. I'm a bit of a gardener, a better gardener than a tennis player, and honestly the flowers are amazing, and I'm just waiting for it all to begin. My Wimbledon thing, I don't always see it live if I'm busy. I just like to sit down and take in all the atmosphere and just watch it. Usually with Annabelle, my daughter, or my husband. He actually played here on court 18 when he was at school. So we all sit in a row, and it's a great celebration.
What would you suggest if they're coming later in the week they should be packing?
Well, first of all, pack light. You've got to bring it, you've got to carry it. And remember, it isn't always fine. Therefore, you don't want to be chopping up things, dividing things. You don't need bowls of salads and things like that. Everything should be individually packed, and it must have strawberries and cream. And if you're making sandwiches, more filling than bread, just beautifully packed, but not too exotic, because you've got to be practical. And I always do mine in boxes that I can take home and wash, not too much plastic. If I were having people round to watch it, I would certainly do things that I could do ahead, because you don't want to be in the kitchen when you're missing something at Wimbledon. So I think I would treat people to perhaps salmon with shrimps on top, a lovely sauce, strawberries and cream, and come on, a nice sparkling drink.
From Mary Berry to farmer Geordie Shore star turned DJ Joel Curry. Why? Because that's how we roll on the Coffee Morning Show.
Absolutely. He talks Wimbledon memories, pronunciation struggles, and the complexities of having Italian family this weekend.
My earliest Wimbledon memory would be watching Pete Sampras back in the day, absolutely dominating here at Wimbledon. I was a big Pete Sampras fan when I was younger, and I just remember that serve, just unbelievable. And I've got memories of watching that in my front room with my family, and just, yeah, epic matches. So I started actually playing tennis when I was younger. My dad is a tennis coach, so it's always been a big part of my family. And I remember playing tennis at the local Barnet Tennis Club and being the under-11 tennis champion. So yeah, and it's been great to kind of just play with my dad over the years. I've been to Wimbledon a few times. I remember coming a few years ago and sitting on Henman Hill and watching Tim Henman play those epic semi-finals with Goran Ivanisevic. I think I pronounced that right. But yeah, I remember coming there and just like loving the experience. But I've never actually sat on centre court before, so it's pretty amazing just being here right now. And yeah, it's kind of surreal. Okay, my all-time favourite tennis player has got to be Andre Agassi. I remember watching him when I was younger, and he looked just like my dad as well. He was always my dad's favourite player, so became mine as well. And yeah, he just had so much character, so much personality. I used to love watching him. Obviously, playing tennis is a solo sport, like a DJ. You're in front of a crowd, and it's down to you to kind of like, you know, bring the vibes and bring the energy and perform. So as a tennis player, I guess you have that same pressure of it's kind of all on you. Okay, what is my Wimbledon thing? It would have to be like sharing it with my dad, I think. Spending that father-son time, just watching it on the TV, getting some snacks in, getting some beers in, and just watching the matches. And we kind of do it every year together, so it's special. My prediction for the women's final winner is going to be Ashley Barty, the Australian. I think she had a great tournament so far, and just feel like she's going to go all the way. And my prediction for the men's final winner, we're seeing him today, Matteo Berrettini, the Italian. I want him to win this so much. My family's Italian as well, so rooting for him. I think he'll get to the final. I think Djokovic will get there as well, so that would be an epic final. But obviously first today we're going to get through the semis. And the Euros, come on, it's coming home. Looking forward to Sunday. It's going to be an amazing night. I feel like it's like Christmas Day to me, counting down. So what a weekend of sport we got.
How do we look? If he can get away with sunglasses on centre court, I think we can, right?
Yeah, but his are enormous. Like
Yeah.
I've got a really small head, really small face. They would take over my pea head.
I mean, my biggest problem is I now can't read my notes. It's too dark.
Yeah, what's
in
next,
here.
Danny?
I have no idea. Oh yeah, well we've been giving you a quiz question, haven't we? All morning. Who was this ex-tennis player drawn by Amelia Noyes, our lovely artist out in California? Well, we gave you a bit of a clue, didn't we, halfway through the show? We coloured it in. I think that may well have started giving it away. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's animate it all the way through. Oh, you cannot be serious.
You cannot be serious.
I
You've got to
thought-
say it in an American accent. Come on,
I
give
didn't
it
think
your
it was going to go well. Yeah, I think the colours may have gave it away. You said it, that narrowed it down to two.
Yeah,
Very 80s, wasn't it?
It was. So I was between Becker and McEnroe, but
Absolutely.
obviously now with the big reveal, it's slightly obvious with the big old hair as well. It needed a large tennis ball to cover that.
Superb. Of course, it was John McEnroe. Very well done, everybody who got it right in the comments. Very much enjoyed that.
I did. Great drawings too. She's
Oh,
super
they're so
talented.
Cool. They're so cool. I want one of them on my wall.
I want one of me. No kidding.
Ooh, I don't know, we could ask the question. Anyway, we've got a busy day ahead of us. We're off to the Wimbledon Channel.
We are. We're joined at hip all day long,
Pretty
Danny.
much. We're going to be sick of each other by 7 o'clock tonight,
yeah,
aren't we?
I know. It's going to be a lot of talking tennis, but there's so much action today. I can't wait to chat all about it.
Yeah, we've got some doubles action as well. You saw the two of the people who were in action.
I did. I
Eastbourne,
chatted.
Was it?
Yeah, and I chatted with 3 out of the 4 finalists the other day. So they're all so excited. Mektic and Pavic are having an unbelievable year. So they're looking for their first slam. Yeah, they're looking for their first slam together. So honestly, that's set to be a big match. Best of 5 sets, of course, in the men's doubles. So
yeah, if you've not watched doubles before, I can vouch for it. I spent most of yesterday afternoon just bouncing around all the doubles that was on. It's awesome. When it's played well as well, and these two are sensational. It's so fast-paced. It's really good fun. If you've got time, have a little look. It's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely take a look.
But yeah, unfortunately, that is all the time we have. We're going to be kicked out of here because they need to sort the court out. But anyway, you can follow all the action, as always. Wimbledon Channel, Wimbledon Radio. Get it on the app. Download it for your smartphones. We're off to go and do the Wimbledon Channel now. So
we are.
Enjoy the day's play. Enjoy the ladies' final. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.